And here comes the Pantheon ult, but is it going to come down in time? Nope. The smite, the Ezreal ult helped Hecarim smite that one, but Hecarim pays for that with his life.
So I was completely expecting Darius to TP down, but I guess he didn't have enough time, yeah.
He went back to base. And now, in response, Final Light putting quite a bit of pressure on this mid turret. And Maokai taking top turret uncontested. Wonder if he's going to be able to finish it off while the rest of the team is mid lane here. Hecarim trying to run as fast as he can, along with Darius going up towards that top lane. And Maokai not having too much damage out on that turret. He's going to have to back off.
Yeah.
Oof. This is this is building. The pressure is building on this match. We're getting the tension pulled on this string.
Oh, Ponycopter comes through.
Oh no!
And
Pulling the team apart. This Hecarim is separating everyone out, but Vel'Koz was able to finish him off in time.
That burst was more than enough to possibly get mid tower, though.
Oh, possibly with Karma back here. Just trying to do some poke, harass the guys, keep them from going back. Darius
goes in, takes top.
And Morgana kind of trapped here. She can't really go back, and she can't go in. So thankfully Maokai is here to relieve her for a little bit from her shift. But otherwise, Darius not stopping his assault. Well, okay, he's now, but he was pushing pretty hard on that second tier turret there.
Yeah.
Maokai coming in to clear the minion wave, and maybe Vel'Koz too. Going to be sharing some of that CS, perhaps, or no, Vel'Koz just going straight into the jungle. But let's see. Oh, camera's kind of fuzzy. Ooh, it's not really focusing. Is that okay? Okay. All right. And
all right, they're going for Rift Scuttler. Or not Rift Scuttler.
Rift Herald.
Yeah, Rift Herald, Baby Baron. There's so many names I could have used for that, and I chose all of the wrong ones.
Mudcrab. All right. And have something developing here. Hecarim doing a huge amount of damage right away to this Maokai, especially with the... Oh, Maokai flashing over the wall, but are the Wolves going to take him down? The spell shield isn't really going to do much for him, though.
No.
Not against Wolves, but he gets out just barely. That was a fantastic flash on his part.
And Lux has to stay still for the rest of her life.
Has to stay still for that laser. Not able to even try to get out of the way, thanks to the Morgana binding.
I feel like Morgana is maxing Q because as long as Hecarim stayed bound, it was almost as if it reminded me completely of the idea that Morgana's Q is an AFK. Like, people will report you for being completely gone because you say you can't move for so long, it's almost like you might as well stop playing.
Right. Oh, here comes Hecarim trying to make a move, pushing up against the turret, going to take a shot, but switches his attention to Pantheon, taking him down. Morgana kind of walking a bit out into lane, trying to get a binding down, but they kind of punished her for it. She probably shouldn't have wandered that far away from the tower if she expected to stay safe there.
Right. Or at least tried to stay with the group that was the biggest, because going back to help Pantheon wasn't really a good idea.
No.
Because he had been picked off, he was separated from the rest of the team.
And they were turning their attention to him.
Right.
They knew that he was going down next.
Right. So.
And Dragon up in a little over a minute and a half.
So it'll probably be a second before we actually see them set up for that. But for now, MCBD is going to take care of some buffs.
Clearing some waves in bot lane for a little bit too, but,
Right.
or top lane, sorry. Bot lane, however, is getting a bit pushed by Sivir, but she doesn't want to stay too long and get caught out alone, so she's going back. Yeah, the lanes are a bit pushed in making things a little bit uncomfortable for Final Light here.
Yeah.
They're going to need to make a little breathing room if they want to try to retake these lanes. Got some more. Mid lane seems to be their new favorite fighting spot. Little poking, little brawling here and there.
Yeah.
Not really going
Oh.
to invest quite
Here
yet,
it
but
comes.
there's a ward in that bush.
Oh.
And Pantheon was not expecting Hecarim to just come barreling in at full speed, but he was caught. And they were looking. Oh!
Karma saves.
Oh, but Ezreal.
Oh!
The auto attack following the ult.
That's not good for these guys. They need to get out of this team fight right now.
Yeah, and now it looks like if things go well for... Ooh! Another pick off for Ezreal. If things go well... Well, okay, now they're leaving. I was about to say that if things went well enough for them, they would have Dragon open to them. In fact, it's up right now, and Ezreal's scoping the place out.
I think he's actually down there with Morgana, so chances are they actually are going to get it.
Well, Vel'Koz is coming in to lend some help. And, yeah, they do take their first Dragon. So, ooh. Oh, setting up the little trap against Sivir. Wandering in alone without any help.
Oh, that dodge.
Oh, dodging the geometry. Just sitting right in that little right angle area. Baron coming up in 3, 2, 1.
Although it seems like it should be quite some time before we actually see a Baron attempt.
Of course.
Uh,
Yep. In terms
Yeah.
of kills, they're pretty even right now, but Marquette ahead and got a gold lead of almost 4K.
say, despite being even kills.
And it seems that Darius went for a rat or a maw, trying to soak up some of that magic damage coming in.
Right.
And in response, Maokai getting his Sunfire Cape seems to be his favorite item.
Yeah. I say just because he's pretty much going to stick two people as it is to begin with, might as well do some damage just standing around.
Otherwise, looks like Sivir might also be trying to get her own rapid fire cannon. Looks like that's what she might be building into, either that or static shiv.
Yeah, like I was about to say, in all honesty, I think that she's probably going to go for a static shiv.
Okay.
Because with the fact that her ricochet actually crits, like if it crits on the first one, it pretty much crits for all of them. She's going to want more crit strike potential. And the added burst to the static shiv shot, I think, is something she's definitely would look forward to in terms of being able to apply extra damage to a team fight. Because that's essentially what she's more oriented to do.
Right, Marquette pushing down this mid lane really hard. They're looking to take this tower right from Final Light here.
So Hecarim was kind of scoping around, trying to see where the best location was going to be for him to ult from. But because he didn't see anything, he noticed everything was in mid, and there was an approaching
Hecarim
wave
has
in
gone bottom.
Yeah. Now that might be a semi-dangerous thing, but at the same time,
Sending Maokai alone to take care of that is really leaving the rest of the group without a tank. They're going to need to really position themselves really well here in order to not get caught out. But it was all a ruse. Hecarim is coming back up, trying to catch someone out, but Karma there almost going down to the Morgana.
But I mean,
and all the poke coming in from her spellbinding.
Vel'Koz almost had the same thing happen to him as well. So, I mean, it goes both ways in that situation. One person had to be used as bait
And
on
overall,
both teams.
because Maokai doesn't have the speed that Hecarim is not able to come back and help support that tower.
Right.
So, Final Light is going to lose that one for now.
And now Hecarim goes ahead and takes a few of their buffs in their jungle, try to slow them down a little bit. The gold lead is slowly increasing.
Almost to 5K now.
Right.
Well, getting to that point. And wait, sorry, didn't do the math correctly on that. This is above 5K on that.
Right.
In fact, now it's to 6K. But I'm a bit tired. It's been a long day. So, yeah. Otherwise, they're just sort of both teams seem to be taking this a little bit more cautiously than they did last game. They're all trying to make sure that every move counts.
Right.
Not trying to do anything superfluous. Not trying to do Pantheon getting caught out by this Darius. They're going to punish him hard. Going right in without...
here comes the Vel'Koz. And he gets speared out of it!
Oh, wow. This Hecarim jumping right into the back, just killing the Vel'Koz right away. Maokai being separated from the rest of the group, unable to really support them with his ultimate at all. Whew.
All right.
And...
Whoa! Outplays!
Ezreal doing lots of damage to Karma, who thought that she was able to pull that off, but not quite. And that is an ace for Marquette. Showing that when they take things seriously, they mean business.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, I think they take everything seriously.
Okay, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But, I mean, in order to really do something really crazy, you got to experiment. It's a best-of-3 series. They tried to experiment and see whether or not that team comp from the previous game was actually going to be useful in either psyching out the enemy team or it might have worked a lot better than they thought.
I see your point.
But there's no fault in them trying something new, and it's always good to be able to come back and have something more traditional to rely on. They're going with a more traditional team comp, and we're seeing what they can do with that type of setup. So we'll have to see whether or not they, if this does go into a game 3 of the series, what they plan on doing in terms of whether or not they want to do an experimental team comp or if they want to do a traditional one.
Yeah, by all means, trying new ways to change the meta, or even just finding something else that works is, I think, should be encouraged.
Yeah.
That's going to be the second dragon for Marquette.
Uh-oh.
And
Morgana might have got caught off.
Morgana might be getting caught out alone, well, almost alone.
But they had to give up red buff in order to break away from that. Oh, Darius is TPing top to go stop Maokai.
And Maokai, already sort of sensing that was going to happen, pulled out quite early there. And
Maokai still has his teleport, so they have to be really careful in this situation.
Pantheon just getting out, and but Vel'Koz is getting burst down by this Hecarim, just running right in, taking him out because he knew Vel'Koz is kind of an artillery champion, trying to stay way far back but dealing out lots of damage from afar. And Maokai trying to take a lot of attention here, getting everyone off the rest of his team, pushing everyone back out. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to do that before the inhibitor going down.
Karma ult disengage. Karma ult shield disengage.
Karma barely getting out with her life.
Right.
Darius, however, still pushing down the top lane. Maokai going in, trying to make something of it, but realizing things aren't quite as well off as he'd hope. But he's going to get a little help from friends to make this fight a bit easier. Still takes a while to take him down, though, with those 4 people trying to hit him all at once. Darius shown that he can take quite a beating before going down. Especially given he's built Spirit's Visage. So not really taking much of damage from Morgana or Maokai in that fight. Mostly relying on Ezreal to do as much damage as possible.
Yeah. That plus they kind of have to watch their spacing with him, because if they get caught with the blade of the axe while he does his Q, he heals. Spirit's Visage is going to amplify that healing. So,
It's going to be a chase down in the top lane against Pantheon. Ooh, Pantheon getting feared away from his turret.
Ooh.